expectation of institutional buyers is different. I don't know if they're satisfactory to real TradFi experience with real crypto experience. So that was a challenge. Neobank, they're offering financial services.
How do you think your investment thesis will change over time? We're now talking about institutions a bit. What are real problems you think founders are solving when it comes to within TradFi, Wall Street ecosystem? Like, what are some real problems you're seeing crypto founders are trying to solve within this industry?
Yeah. So definitely the expectation of institutional buyers is different from consumers, right? So the market, I can go on PayPal and buy crypto, or I can go on Coinbase and buy crypto. I'm sure Coinbase has some institutional offerings, but they may not, I don't know if they're satisfactory to large institutional buyers, right? And so then what else do they need, right? They need the Bloomberg terminal for crypto. And of course, there's a lot of DEXs and a lot of terminal screens. I guess something I've experienced personally running the accounting and the fund admin at Orange DAO is 2 years ago, there was a significant lack of accounting tools. We're seeing much better options now, right? And so that's obviously very important, is how do you get the financials to an auditable place? And so you had mentioned founders, working in crypto, maybe who have never been in TradFi. We've seen accounting startups come from founders who did not have an accounting background. And, I'd like to think that you could learn anything, but accounting is a real specialty. It has its own language, and you want to be able to merge that language with other software, right? But this year we're seeing a lot more options for that, right? So definitely the accounting, the auditability, the security, and the custody, right? And so that's a pretty strong blend when you combine real TradFi experience with real crypto experience. Now everybody's new here. That's the great thing. Nobody has 20 years of experience in crypto, so anybody can get involved and become an expert after not that many years. So
I want to talk about something really important. You mentioned like 2 years we didn't have crypto accounting tools that understand the crypto accounting, right? But like this boils down to what you said like 10 minutes ago about this industry. Founders created their own problems within crypto.
mm-hmm.
But don't you think like also like creating DAO tools more than the existing DAOs themselves? But don't you think continuing at this rhythm or at this rate, we will ignore many real-world problems that can be solved via blockchain, putting crypto aside as financial asset via blockchain, and we're going to, I'm not sure if this is the right description, implode internally. Like, why don't we go outside, solve real-world problems like, let's say, banks are suffering from, rather than constraining ourselves within the crypto ecosystem that is not going to generate its market cap by itself. So
that's right.
What are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, so definitely this dynamic was a challenge for startups going into the last bear cycle, where Orange DAO we invested in a lot of infrastructure companies. It's close to our hearts. It's something that we believe in, right? And those companies, then their market cap and their available customers, or not market cap, I should say, but like the market that they can serve shrunk, because all of a sudden there's fewer people creating DAOs, or the NFT projects that are still launching have less money to spend on marketing, right? And so that was a challenge. That shifted our focus towards the retail layer more of, hey, let's just bring more users in here, bring more TVL to support and advance the market that way. But I would say it's not a black and white thing, right? To answer your question a little more directly, I think both are absolutely happening. We see a lot of projects and products that are working on real world problems as well. we see some investors that get a little too focused on what we would call a neobank. They're offering financial services of, they're basically doing banking, but putting it on chain. And there are quite a few of those. I can name like Juno and eToro, there's a lot of investing platforms as well. When a company has something really unique, then we can jump on that. But I guess where I'm going with that is that both are happening, right? And I don't mean to say that like, it's a wash trade situation where crypto created these problems for crypto to solve. It's not just like playing in their own sandbox, but because of the maturity, or immaturity, if you will, of the industry, right? We're at a point where a lot of the infrastructure does need to be built. And so we've come up with these, or Satoshi or whoever that is came up with some unique concepts, and the Ethereum Foundation is working away, but you really have a lot of problems that need to get figured out at the infrastructure level. And so there are a lot of very valid things to work on. That is, it looks like crypto serving crypto, right? And usually that's the infrastructure piece.
Yep.
So,
yep. Yeah, I believe this makes complete sense. I have this question always in mind when it comes to institutional capital. Given that Orange DAO is like at its core crypto-based founders and crypto-based thesis, how do you think in the future you will take part of like startups that are strategically funded by banks, or like whenever like let's say JP Morgan or like any sell side company is investing in a startup, the end goal is getting acquired, right? Or like expanding
typically, yeah.
Exactly. So how do you think your investment thesis will change over time, or like how do you approach this to make it clearer? Like let's say you have an institutional based startup who's trying to serve banks, and Orange DAO want to back the startup. However, at your core that this startup is looking for strategic investments. How do you approach this differently?
Yeah, I'm not sure that we would approach it differently. I think we would definitely be interested, right? And the B2B approach, whether it's SaaS or other opportunities, would be it's very familiar to us. So it's very positive. I think we would see it as very positive if they're able to bring on institutional customers that are going to bring more capital to the ecosystem. I don't think we'd have any concerns about it. Where things do get evaluated differently, particularly from other countries, we see this more where the flow of capital is more through an incubator. And some people consider an incubator just an early stage accelerator. I see the difference as primarily an accelerator invests in startups and helps them go faster. An incubator spins out companies, right? And so that's a different level of commitment where they, maybe provide a salary to the founders, and maybe they had the idea already, or they hire an entrepreneur in residence, and then they'll spin out a company. So with those structures, we want to see that the founder has, at least 50% the ownership control. And for some incubators, that's not the case, right? That's not the thesis. And I'm not sure we've seen a strong workable model in that area, other than giving the founders, full control to run their company.
Exactly. And I want to follow up on this. From your perspective, is Orange DAO doing any follow-up investments? Like, let's say you incubated a startup, you funded them, and you have like deep belief that they are going to succeed. Do you plan on doing any follow-up investments, or in the future this is part of your thesis?
Yeah. So we do plan on it. We're working on structuring Fund 2 right now, and considering whether the follow-on is going to be part of that fund, or it might be a separate vehicle for maintaining our ownership as the company grows. Now, we have not done that yet. We have not done any follow-on investments, but I think we're all keeping the door open for when the time is right.
Perfect. Now this is my last question. It's like small game, one word, the challenge. I will push you 10 words, one at a time, and I want you, the first word, just one word comes into your head, okay?
Okay.
AI intersecting crypto.
Um, Steam.
Remote work.
Challenges.
Interesting. Tokenization.
Future.
Nice. Deepen.
GPU.
Permissioned blockchains.
Private.
DAO.
Community.
SEC.
Necessary.
Solana.
Meme coins.
And meme coins.
That's the last one? Okay.
No,
That's funny.
meme coins. What do you think about meme coins?
Nice. Fun.
Nice. Regulation.
Brakes. Like
Nice.
putting on the brakes.
Thank you so much, Orion, for your time. I really enjoyed speaking with you. You have amazing insights as always. And I genuinely believe every crypto founder who wants to get into to be on the right track, to be in the right community, should be part of your network. Be it just knowing you as a person or getting involved on your network or even getting funded, even though it's not easy. So yeah, thank you so much for your time. Do you have any closing remarks here? Do you want to give a message to any crypto founder out there?
Yeah, thanks, Tarek, for having me here. It's a real honor to be on your podcast for institutional finance and crypto. Yeah, very excited about that and follow on with future episodes. Yeah, for founders out there working in building in crypto, yeah, apply to Orange DAO in the next couple weeks. OrangeDAO.xyz by May 31st. We'd love to check out what you're building and see how we can support you. So,
Yeah,
thanks.
I will put even in the description all the Orange DAO description, the deadlines, and with whom they should speak to get more involved. Yeah, thank you so much, Orion. Have a good one.
Awesome. You too. Thanks.